Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Fox 22 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, the Washington County Grand Jury has indicted 2 people in connection with a fatal crash near Danforth.
35-year-old Rianne Moore of Danforth was indicted on charges of manslaughter, driving to endanger, and leaving the scene of an accident involving serious injury. 28-year-old Michaela Lowell of Danforth was indicted for hindering apprehension and tampering with a witness. The accident happened on May 29th. Maine Department of Public Safety spokesperson Shannon Moss says the driver of a Ford Explorer crossed the center line, hit 2 motorcycles, and took off. 50-year-old Don Charette of Frenchville died at the scene. Another person was injured.
Heart of Maine United Way celebrated its 85th year with a Construction food drive and kickoff event. Our Matthew Juranczyk explains.
I'm here at Bass Park, where local businesses in the Bangor area came out early to create constructions just like this. More than 200 volunteers and staff members arrived at Hollywood Casino Raceway as early as 8:30 this morning to begin constructing their sculptures. Members had 3 hours to design constructions made out of canned goods, with attendees voting on their favorite. Heart of Maine United Way Chief Operating Experience Officer Jesse Moriarty said this year's event lived up to expectations.
You know, we've been talking about this being one of the funnest food drives we've ever done, and it didn't disappoint. I mean, people really came through. We had companies and organizations who built amazing sculptures. And actually, we collected 4,900 cans for folks who could use a little bit of a hand up.
The event marks the start of United Way's fundraising efforts while raising awareness about food insecurity and supporting local food pantries. Heart of Maine United Way President and CEO Shira Patterson says the need is greater than ever.
We know that more than 49,000 people in our 6-county service area meet the definition of food insecurity and food insecure, and we know that even more people access food from time to time.
The cans used in the displays will be donated to local food pantries across the state of Maine. Following the competition, members enjoyed a kickoff lunch and entertainment from Rick Tyler. With this being the first event under its new name, Patterson says this holds much more significance.
Well, we haven't been able to do a kickoff in person in 2 years. And so for us, coming back to this location is just really special to bring the community together as we think about our charge this fall to raise $1.69 million.
Reporting from Bangor, Matthew Juranczyk, ABC7 and Fox 22.
Senators Susan Collins and John Thune from South Dakota have introduced legislation that would prohibit the Internal Revenue Service from hiring new enforcement employees until basic taxpayer service targets are met. Those targets include improved phone services and more efficient tax return processing. In a statement, Senator Collins said, quote, "Americans deserve a government that is responsive, yet the IRS has consistently failed to provide taxpayers with the service they should expect. Incredibly, 4 out of 5 phone calls from taxpayers seeking assistance go unanswered, and tax refunds have been unacceptably delayed. Our legislation would fix the IRS's misplaced priorities by requiring the agency to focus on improving customer service and reducing backlogs," end quote.
Yesterday, around 11 p.m., the U.S. Geological Survey reported an earthquake in West Paris, Maine. Early reports indicated people calling in for what they believed was an explosion. Turns out it was a 2.3 magnitude, which is the strongest earthquake the state has seen since over the last few years, rather. Most of Maine's earthquakes are much smaller in size. According to Maine's Geological Survey, the largest accurate measurement was on June 15, 1973, from an earthquake just on the Quebec border from northern Oxford County, Maine, with a Richter magnitude of 4.8.
30 years ago today, balloonists at Bass Park in Bangor took off on a harrowing journey to Europe. The Chrysler Transatlantic Challenge was a race between 5 teams from the United States, Germany, United Kingdom, Belgium, and the Netherlands. Each 2-person team was equipped with a 90-foot nylon balloon. Local writer and historian Richard Shaw says this race was the first of its kind, with race organizers choosing Bangor because of its favorable wind currents and trajectory to Europe. Shaw was there that day to see the balloons take off.
It was well after midnight, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I was up in the grandstand with a lot of other diehards, and just what a nice idea it was. It was all free, and sat there eating nachos at some, because I got kind of hungry by 1 in the morning.
The U.S. team didn't quite make it to Europe, landing instead in Morocco, but they ended up setting a world record for the most time in the sky with 145 hours. It was also the first balloon trip from the U.S. to Africa.
The Piscataquis Chamber of Commerce has announced this year's Business of the Year Award recipient. The owner of Pat's Pizza in Dover, Foxcroft, and Milo, Bob Aid will take home the honor. Bob Aid took over Pat's Pizza in Milo back in 2010 and opened the Dover Foxcroft location 2 years later. Both locations have held hundreds of fundraisers, giving back at least 10% of their profits to local charities, families experiencing loss or trauma, and school sports. Denise Buzelli from the Piscataquis Chamber of Commerce says he's always thinking about the community and, quote, he sees the need and pivots, improving his business offerings and the quality of life for the residents while keeping those options available for visitors in the area. Really great to give that recognition where it's due.
Yes, you know, it's not an easy thing to be a small business owner. It's really, you know, it's a lifestyle. It's not just a, oh, I'm going to go to work today kind of thing. It's all the time.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to recognize someone who manages to do that and give back to the community as well.
Absolutely, yeah. It's got to be really busy, so always great to be able to give back when you can.
Indeed. All right, folks, well, we had kind of a breezy day today.
Yes, we did.
But definitely some nice temperatures and feeling very fall-like. Let's take a first look at our forecast and find out what's coming our way.
All right, Beth, thank you. Happy Friday. Your first weather is brought to you by Goose River Farm Meat Store. And okay, so for us, put an extra log on the fire or an extra blanket because we have some cool temperatures tonight. Lows basically down near 40, but this is a frost advisory north and west of the area where we could see some low temperatures down in the mid-30s tonight. Okay, after high temperatures today hit 31 or 61 in Millinocket, 66 in Bangor. So overall, a very nice day, lots of sunshine. Tomorrow, same story, followed by some rain showers getting in here on Sunday. Until then, though, we have some dense fog in the forecast again tonight as the air finally goes calm and low temperatures settle near dew point. And we're talking about lots of clear skies out there today, but our next system is not too far away. That gets in here on Sunday afternoon. Our forecast tonight, though, is mostly clear skies and a bit cool with low temperatures down near 40. Your full forecast is coming up. Beth?
I dare say that's probably the coolest overnight forecast we've seen so
Yeah,
far.
I think so. You know, even just a few nights ago, we were up in the, I think, high 60s.
High 60s,
right.
yeah,
So
exactly.
certainly a sign that things are cooling off.
Indeed. All right. Well, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, how a new girls flag football league is beginning its season here in Maine.
And the town of Millinocket will be receiving a new artistic contribution soon. We'll tell you more with those stories and more after this.
Here, you can find monuments to veterans from many generations, except ours. Jared stepped up. Jared Golden joined the Marines after 9/11. He knew veterans needed to be recognized for their service. That's why in Congress, Jared fought so hard with veterans from both parties to build the Global War on Terrorism Memorial. This will be a place for all of us who served in Iraq and Afghanistan to heal, and for our families too.
I'm Jared Golden, and I approve this message because the memory of our fallen brothers and sisters must live on for generations to come.
It's Ford Truck Month. Get after it in a Ford F-150 and take on the weekend with an available tailgate work service to get the party started and available Pro Power on board to keep it going strong. Get our best offers on Ford F-150. Get to Ford Truck Month. Now place your order and lock in 2.9% APR for 60 months plus $500 bonus cash on select Ford trucks.
At Bouchard Cleaning, rebuilding and restoring means more than just another job. To us, it's about bringing back cherished memories. restoring unforgettable moments in time, and giving hope when all was thought to be lost. For over 35 years, our mission has remained the same. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
The auto business has had its share of challenges over the last couple of years. If you'd like to get behind the wheel of a new Toyota faster, here's a key tip.
I don't see many vehicles on your lot. Will I be able to get a new Toyota in another month or so?
Yes, you will. It's just going to take a while for production to catch up with demand. The pandemic shut down factories for months, but we're now receiving regular shipments. Our best advice is to come see us to pre-order your vehicle as soon as possible. As always, we sincerely appreciate your business. All roads lead to Down East on Wilson Street in Brewer.
The Husson University Eagles take on the Alfred State Pioneers this Saturday at noon on Fox 22.
LAFC, we will come to you.
I can feel it.
Get off the field!
Oh my God.
911 season premiere September 19th on Fox. Watch anytime. All seasons available on Hulu.
Welcome back. September is Sickle Cell Awareness Month, and one Lewiston resident is trying to get the word out. Phyllis Rand has volunteered with the American Red Cross for over 13 years, deploying around the country to help with disaster relief. In October of 2021, she says she donated blood for the first time. The Red Cross says they emailed her, letting her know that her blood is compatible for transfusions to people who have sickle cell disease. According to the Red Cross, sickle cell disease impacts more than 100,000 people around the country, most of whom are of African descent. The organization says regular blood transfusions are needed to help manage the extreme pain and life-threatening complications many with the disease face. Rand says after learning how much her blood could help, she wanted to help get the word out.
My blood type is not something I had any control over, but just knowing I have this gift, I want to share it with other people to experience the same thing that I did. Roll up your sleeve, donate blood, and it's just a wonderful feeling.
Rand says the Red Cross has few black blood donors, and they're working to increase the diversity of the blood that's available.
Well, a new work of art is coming to the town of Millinocket that embodies its history. Devin Dagnall has the story.
There's still loggers, there's still the community, there's plenty of people that grew up here that it means a lot to. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a showstopper.
Behind me is the beginning stages of Joy McEwen's latest artistic contribution to the town of Millinocket, a mural that will celebrate the lives of loggers and mill workers who used to live in the town and the history they created. Located in downtown Millinocket, the mural will consist of 5 sections, each telling a different part of the town's history. According to McEwen, the work will depict log drivers driving logs down the Penobscot River, mill workers leaving their check house, a log truck, an A.O. Harkness, and the town's mill at its peak.
Since the mill has gone down, we've struggled a lot, and I want to have people remember the mill and the mill workers and dedicate this to the mill workers.
No stranger to the work she's doing, the mural will actually be one of several McEwen has already been commissioned to do throughout Millinocket. McEwen says that the project has been in the works for months now, and she's excited to have it underway. The mural is funded by Our Katahdin, a non-profit organization working to promote community and economic development in the Katahdin region. A large portion of the funds were acquired through a local fundraiser held by the organization, which, according to McEwen, proves how excited the region is for this work to be done.
It's been a lot of ups and downs, and the community's trying to come together to rebuild Millinocket, and I'm grateful for all the support I get.
McEwen isn't exactly sure when her artistic vision will be complete, but she says she hopes it will be done before snow falls this winter. In Millinocket, I'm Devin Dagnall, reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
It's always great when you can get local artists to contribute, and it's awesome to see a new piece pop up somewhere too.
It's the best possible scenario because everyone around you is also local, and so they have a connection to your art, and they know that the person putting permanent things up like that for everyone to see understands the community because they're a part of it as well. To me, it's kind of a win-win. It's a no-brainer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, still to come on the Fox 22 News at 10, the head of FedEx warns we may be on the cusp of a worldwide recession.
And Ukrainian authorities begin removing bodies from a mass burial site in a forest they recaptured from Russian forces. We'll have those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
Dependable people need dependable vehicles. So we built the most dependable ones out there, with available all-wheel drive and a #1 ranking in dependability from J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Out with the old and in with the new. Check out Pat's Pizza Specials. Tuesdays, $5 spaghetti and meatballs. Tuesday all day breadstick special. Wednesday, large one-topping pizzas, $8. Wednesday, small steak and cheese with French fries, $6.25. Friday, fish with French fries, $7.50. Saturday, small one-headed pizza, fountain soda, $7.25. And you can still save some dough. Bring the family to the all-new Pat's Pizza, 662 Main Road North, Hamden.
Brooks Tire and Auto Sales in Dexter offers quality used vehicles covered under a 30-day, 1,000-mile, 100% guarantee. We're proud of the quality of the used vehicles we sell and dedicated to serving our customers. We have a full-service auto repair shop and nobody can beat our prices on tires. Call us for a quote. Buy 4 tires from us and get a free rotation. Be sure to visit our virtual showroom of inventory available on our website. Whether it's your first purchase with us or one of many, you can count on us to make it the best buying experience possible. Brooks Tire and Auto Sales, Route 7, Dexter.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine with equipment and tool rentals for more than 30 years. Our extensive inventory contains everything you need to get the job done right. Our professional, knowledgeable staff is here to make sure that you get the highest quality rental items to complete your project and that they have been serviced and maintained to the highest standards. Power brooms to get that sand off the lawn, leaf blowers, brush chippers, stump grinders, aerial lifts, tillers, and excavators. We rent most everything. If you don't see it in our online catalog, please ask for it. If we don't have the item you need, we would be happy to help you find it.
My husband. He took my son. He could take him anywhere. Why do you think Marco took Luca? He knows something's going on with this guy you work for.
You can be free of Armand. Cooperate with the FBI, and I will keep you safe.
It's more complicated than that.
Let's settle this, or you'll never see your son again.
I'm not gonna let anything happen to my son.
I have some bad news.
The Cleaning Lady season premiere, Monday, September 19th on Fox.
Believe it or not, there is something better than winning an award for best brand and dependability. Being behind the wheel. Kia, movement that inspires.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Welcome back. The CEO of FedEx is delivering a gloomy message about the economy, agreeing that a worldwide recession could be coming. His company is seeing a dent in demand, and it comes at a time where the U.S. is still feeling the impact of historic inflation. Fox's Rich Edson has a closer look from Washington.
I think so.
You think we are going into a worldwide recession?
I think so.
A grim warning from the CEO of FedEx. The company is seeing a slowdown in spending and a decline in delivery demand. With inflation in the U.S. still running high, the Federal Reserve is raising interest rates to try to cool the economy and these price increases.
I think you really got to quell this inflationary wildfire, or we're going to see a period like the 70s, which is a lost decade of wages and earnings and a real destruction in the wealth of Americans.
A Fox News poll found 59% of voters are extremely concerned about inflation and higher prices.
Grocery prices were out.
I think so.
You think we are going into a worldwide recession?
I think so.
A grim warning from the CEO of FedEx. The company is seeing a slowdown in spending and a decline in delivery demand. With inflation in the U.S. still running high, the Federal Reserve is raising interest rates to try to cool the economy and these price increases.
I think you really got to quell this inflationary wildfire. the 70s, which is a lost decade of wages and earnings and a real destruction in the wealth of Americans.
A Fox News poll found 59% of voters are extremely concerned about inflation and higher prices.
Grocery prices were outrageous.
Yeah, you can really tell because you're paying the same amount of money, but it's less product. I think what they call it, shrinkflation.
President Biden declared tackling inflation his #1 economic priority. His administration says there's still more work to do, but insists the country is on the right track.
We are seeing some encouraging sign, including inventories up, used vehicle prices down, and a cooling housing market, which is important. It will take more time and resolve to bring inflation down, which is why, again, we passed the Inflation Reduction Act.
Federal Reserve officials will meet next week with an expectation Chairman Jerome Powell will announce another aggressive rate increase. In Washington, Rich Edson, Fox News.
Russian President Vladimir Putin says his troops will press on with their attacks despite a Ukrainian counteroffensive. Meanwhile, the grim process of recovering bodies from a mass grave is underway in Ukraine. Officials say hundreds of people are buried in a pit in the newly liberated city of Izium. This comes as the U.S. commits another $600 million to the effort to repel the Russian invaders. Fox's Jeff Paul has more.
Left in a forest, buried in shallow graves, discarded without dignity. Prosecutors in the newly liberated Ukrainian city of Izium say this is the scene of the latest mass grave.
All of this can only testify that the world has to acknowledge that this is a genocide of the Ukrainian people.
Investigators so far have discovered more than 400 bodies. Most are civilians. All carry their own story of Russia's brutal occupation.
Next to me, mind you, is a whole family, a young one with the grandparents.
Much like the scene in Bucha, there are signs of torture. Some are reportedly found with their arms tied behind their back, others with rope around their neck.
In many instances, these will amount to war crimes, which I think is the appropriate frame through which to look at this. That work is going on. There needs to be accountability.
For those who survived the occupation, recovery feels impossible. Back in March, this apartment complex here in Boryanka was hit by Russian forces, not only destroying the building, but killing an untold number of people who called this complex home. And you can see they haven't even started to rebuild it or their lives. So you think about what some of the people in those newly liberated towns and villages are going through, just the start of a very painful process. A devastating pattern of Russia's war.
Today, the world must see what the Russian army left behind itself. Another mass burial of murdered people.
Investigators say since some have been buried since March, this will not be a one-week job. They even have to use metal detectors while out at these burial sites to look for any possible hidden explosives. In Kyiv, Jeff Paul, Fox News.
Well, back in the U.S., any number of issues could tip the midterm scales this November, whether it's inflation, abortion, or immigration. Polls, however, show the rise in crime is also a key concern, and yet Congress can't seem to do anything about it. The question is, who will voters blame? Fox's Chad Pergram reports.
Inflation and the economy rank as the top subjects which worry voters ahead of this fall's midterms. But crime rivals pocketbook issues. Republicans pin the uptick on Democrats. Republicans want to remind voters about the mantra to defund the police. The GOP says progressive prosecutors coddle criminals.
This has been an intentional, strategic campaign from the far left. And now Americans are being robbed, carjacked, assaulted, and murdered.
Moderate Abigail Spanberger of Virginia is one of the most vulnerable Democrats facing re-election. She's chastised liberals about defunding the police and wants more money to train police.
I grew up in a law enforcement family, and for me, the sacrifice and uncertainty that comes with those sorts of commitments to service is one that I am always going to be grateful for.
House Democrats promised to pass bills to beef up support for the police and defang the defund police mantra as a political liability. But those efforts are stymied. House Majority Whip Jim Clyburn says there's, quote, no urgency when it comes to passing those bills. Republicans believe Democratic inaction is the issue which keeps giving.
I think that Representative Clyburn misses the urgency here, that I'm just shocked that our Democrat colleagues don't seem to want to see. because it's obvious across America that we've got crime running at rampant rates.
Democrats insist they funded the police in a partisan COVID bill last year. Democrats take aim at the GOP.
It'd be nice if the other side were cooperating more in that. Unfortunately, we're faced with a MAGA Republican Party that's calling on us to defund the FBI. We think that's crazy.
The debate on both sides is laced with election year politics.
Both sides are trying to go to the extremes to again instill fear, to threaten voters, to make them fearful of the other side and bring that to the advantage of them in November's vote.
If the election is about abortion and threats to democracy, that helps Democrats. But an election about inflation and crime boosts Republicans. On Capitol Hill, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
Well, officials in Massachusetts are moving migrants from Martha's Vineyard to a military base on Cape Cod a day after they were flown there in an escalation of the political battle over the border. Fox's Alexandria Hoff has more from the White House.
The fight over border security is heating up far beyond the border. Officials in Massachusetts moving 48 migrants from Martha's Vineyard to a military base on Cape Cod, a day after they were flown there without warning by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
We're a community here that sprang together to give them the resources that they need. And as soon as we did find out they were here, you had an outpouring of support.
At the same time, busloads of migrants dropped off in front of the vice president's house here in Washington.
I think it was shameful. These are human beings. These are people. They needed to be treated with dignity and kindness and respect, and they weren't.
But Republicans argue it's the administration that's acting shamefully, claiming the White House is treating migrants like they are invisible, refusing to acknowledge the problem or even visit the border.
If they will not go to the border, we're taking the border to them so they can see the challenges they're opposing to the entire United States of America.
A meeting reportedly taking place on Friday morning at the White House. High-level officials, including cabinet secretaries, discussing ways to stop the migrants from being moved away from border areas, including a possible legal challenge.
These are the kinds of tactics we see from smugglers in places like Mexico and Guatemala. And for what? A photo op?
The governors of Florida and Texas both say that the buses and flights of migrants will continue, claiming it's the only way to bring relief to overrun border towns. At the White House, Alexandria Hoff, Fox News.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, the New England Outdoor Center and the Bicycle Coalition of Maine have partnered for their second annual Maine Woods Rambler.
And it's Friday night. That means it's Friday night kickoff time in Maine. We've got all the action coming on up in sports in just a bit, so stay with us.
Tom Brady. You can never bet against them.
He's Benjamin Button over here.
I feel like the Saints are loaded, and they could be a real surprise to me.
The NFL, Sunday on Fox.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Offensive and divisive. That's Paul LePage's legacy. But it's not just what he said as governor. It's what he did. LePage slashed funding for cancer screenings for women. He refused to invest in clean energy, kicked over 1,000 seniors off their prescription drug program, and even opposed funding to Meals on Wheels. So, if that's what Paul LePage did last time he was governor, we can't send him back. The top funder of A Better Maine is the Democratic Governors Association.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
We are the first family of country music.
Millions of viewers love the shocking premiere of Monarch.
Family above all else.
Fox Tuesday.
Protect the legacy no matter what happens.
See an all-new episode. You won't believe what's coming next.
They're gonna pay for the pain they caused.
Monarch, all new Tuesday on Fox.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Welcome back. A community in Glendale, Arizona has a unique neighbor who likes to keep an eye on things from up above. Fox's Stephanie Bennett has more.
One day my mom was leaving for work. She just sent us a picture in the group chat, and we saw that our dog was on the roof. And she asked me if I could get her down because she honestly thought she was stuck, but she wasn't. She knew how to get down.
Ever since that day, 3-year-old husky Nala spends most of her time hanging out on the roof.
Our roof is about a foot and a half high. She loves getting on the roof and enjoying the view, seeing people drive by or cross the street.
Her owners say her favorite thing to do is take a quick dip in the pool, climb the spiral staircase to the backyard deck, then hop on top of the roof, watching everything from the mailman to children walking home from school.
There's been plenty of times we try to block the gate off on the stairs, but she just keeps going and going. She's a lateral dog, so she easily jumps over.
Soon, Nala started gaining a following, both on the ground and online. Many, including animal rescue crews, even came to their door, thinking she was stuck and needed rescuing.
Stay there. We're gonna get you down in a moment.
A lady actually thought she was like a statue, and then she realized once she rang the doorbell that she moved, and she thought the dog was stuck.
When we saw Marla on the roof, they explained why she was on the roof and how she got up there.
Camarena took Nala in after other family members couldn't provide the space she needed. Now she's definitely taking advantage of every square foot of tile, carpet, grass, and shingle.
She can manage herself and handle it, and she's a smart dog.
And although they have one, no security camera is needed because Nala is always watching.
She just loves being up there and enjoying the view.
Well, they are known as escape artists. I guess there's proof. All right. Well, the Colonial Theatre in Belfast is offering free movies as a goodbye before changing ownership. Free admission started a week ago and will go through September 18th. During this time, owners Teresa and Mike are offering a total of 71 previously released film favorites. The Colonial Theatre has been entertaining the community of Belfast since 1912. And for more information and the movie schedules, go to colonialtheatre.com.
The New England Outdoor Center and the Bicycle Coalition of Maine have partnered for their second annual Maine Woods Rambler. The event will take place on September 25th with the 100-kilometer race starting at 7:30 a.m. and the 50-kilometer race at 9 a.m. Matthew Polstein, president of the New England Outdoor Center, describes the event as a gravel grind because the route will mostly consist of gravel roads with a few bike trails in between. Polstein says that the event is also a great way to get people to visit the area and bring funds into it.
It introduces people to the Katahdin region. I think that, in some ways, maybe its most important sort of community role. The 100-kilometer ride rides right through the middle of Millinocket, and so it brings money to the area that help with the youth riding programs and build trails.
Registration for the bike ride is on the Bicycle Coalition of Maine's website, and it's open until September 21st.
Well, as Tropical Storm Fiona zeroes in on Puerto Rico, we head to San Juan, where Fox Weather's Will Nunley reports on how the island is preparing ahead of the storm.
At the very least, this is a vacation ruiner, at least this weekend for a lot of people here. At its worst, we have concerns about the inundation of rain causing mudslides in some of the more mountainous areas here in Puerto Rico. Also, the very delicate electric grid. Think about what we just went through in Jackson, Mississippi, with infrastructure that's already so delicate that when you have any type of storm activity, it really causes big problems. That's a situation that Puerto Rico finds itself in many cases with the electric grid. With Maria just devastated so much of this island, that electric grid is still very much in a delicate state. So any of the storm activity that we could see from Fiona could have big implications in terms of electricity here on the island. Meanwhile, at this hour, the red flags are out on the beach. They're warning of the rip current possibility, encouraging swimmers to stay out of the water. The surf is relatively calm, but we know that that's going to change over the coming hours as we get closer and closer to these outer bands starting to make an impact. And we absolutely see an inundation of rain happening here over the next 48 to 72 hours. Meanwhile, the airlines taking precautions as well. Many of the major airlines going ahead and issuing flight waivers for people that may be traveling to places like the U.S. Virgin Islands and here in Puerto Rico. Your Fox Weather team is on the ground, and we invite you to stream along with us all weekend for the latest on this developing story. In San Juan, Puerto Rico, Will Nunley, Fox Weather.
Certainly alarming to hear that they're facing any kind of major storm after what they've already been through with Maria. We watched all of that coverage unfold, and it was just catastrophic. So any other storm coming their way, I can't even imagine how they're feeling right now.
Yeah, with that delicate infrastructure, you just hope that things are more on the mild side and that people are going to be okay.
Absolutely. Well, back here at home, Jeff Weller is going to be back with our full 5-day forecast. Stay with us.
Low temperatures down near 40 tonight for us, but much colder air is not so far away. The details on that when I come back.
Autumn of Life Home Care is a great place to work. The team here provided me with all the opportunities and experience necessary to grow within the company, all while working around my busy college schedule. They provided all the necessary licensing and training. It truly was the job that kickstarted my career.
Autumn of Life Home Care in Brewer is a licensed agency with personal support specialists.
Let our compassionate, reliable, considerate caregivers make your life a little easier by providing assistance for you or your loved one.
Autumn of Life Home Care. We focus on you. Apply today.
Wherever you are, whether you're ready or not, it's coming. With a purpose, with persistence, with the power to change the way you live. So you don't have to change the way you live. Generac automatic standby generators. Control your power, control your life. Visit Generac.com.
Pound the Pavement for Cancer Awareness, Sunday, October 9th at the Sea Dog on the Bangor waterfront. Register at runsignup.com. Goodie bags given to the first 200 people to register. Visa gift cards are randomly hidden in goodie bags. You could win $25 or even $100. Fundraise $150 and get a limited edition t-shirt. All proceeds stay in our community. Pound the Pavement, sponsored by the Sea Dog, Ice Pick Vodka, ABC7 and Fox 22, and the Purple Iris Foundation. Register now at runsignup.com.
You can't always wait for people to flock to you. Sometimes you just have to flock yourself.
Welcome to Flash, new season, September 29th on Fox.
Here we go. Your full weather is brought to you by Varney Ford, the nice car and truck people. And okay, so again, we're going to have some low temperatures down near 40 tonight, but north and west of our area, we're talking about a frost advisory this evening with some low temperatures in here in the mid-30s tonight, a sign of what's to come, right? With high temperatures today basically in the 60s, lows tonight down near 40. As we head toward fall, fall officially arrives, by the way, next week on Thursday. Out there today, though, 61 Millinocket, 66 here in Bangor. So, you know, a nice day with some sunshine earlier, but still the average high is in the low 70s. We didn't do that today, nor will we again tomorrow. It was also windy today. We had a few wind gusts near 30 miles per hour. Right now it's out of the northwest around 5 to 10, sustained a couple gusts near 20. This will actually go calm for a couple hours tonight as low pressure is approaching our region, and that could give us our favorite. Some dense fog is back in the forecast tonight. So if you're driving 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, likely some dense fog out there again for us tonight. The allergens out there too, so they're not horrible, but they're there. If you're sniffling and sneezing, the grass pollen and wheat pollen are looking pretty high right now. Into tomorrow as well, and probably into Sunday as we have more wet weather in the forecast for us on Sunday. Now today, though, lots of clear skies out there today for us. Meant lots of sunshine and the great weather for football games this evening. And then overall, though, our next weather system is over here. It doesn't look like much, but it's going to get its act together basically tonight and tomorrow. And by the time it gets here on Sunday, we have some pretty wet weather to get through on Sunday afternoon. For tonight, though, no worries at all. Here's tomorrow morning, 9:30. You're still looking like lots of clear skies. Don't forget your sunglasses tomorrow. And then by tomorrow evening, here's 7 o'clock. It's like increasing clouds, and that's a sign of what's to come our way for Sunday. Scattered rain showers pretty much all day long on Sunday. That could bring us some locally heavy rainfall. The severe weather threat's incredibly low, but just know we'll have some rain showers in the area on Sunday. Our forecast then tonight, though, is mostly clear skies. I went with 39. A couple of you could do a couple of degrees cooler than that with some dense fog after midnight and a calm wind in there as well. For tomorrow, all right, so lots of sunshine tomorrow, kind of like today. Highs back up, upper 60s or so. Still not normal, but we'll take it with that west wind around 5 to 10. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast by Varney Ford shows tomorrow 68. There's a good chance for rain showers on Sunday. Probably no thunder in there with a high of 64. That's cooler, right? And then look what happens. Monday and Tuesday, the rain showers stick around. Not an all-day rain, but still rain showers in the area with high temperatures in the 60s, followed by a bit of a recovery Wednesday with highs back up near 70. Beth?
Coming our way.
Yeah, all the more reason to get out tomorrow while you have
Yes.
the chance. Enjoy the sun while we still have it.
Absolutely.
All right, well, sports is coming up next with Tyler Cruz, so stay with us.
Jared Golden promised to watch out for us, even campaigned as a fighter against Biden's reckless spending that he knew would make inflation worse. But 3 days later, Jared Golden cast a deciding vote for Biden's newest wasteful spending bill that experts say will hike taxes by billions on those making under $200,000. Maine families are already struggling too much on Jared Golden's watch. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
You don't have to worry about gas prices with the new Kia from Van Sickle. Choose from the affordable 2022 Kia Forte EPA at 39 miles per gallon or the Kia Niro Hybrid EPA rated at 53 mpg. The new all-wheel drive Kia Sorento plug-in hybrid EPA rated at 79 mpge. Or check out the stunning all-new all-wheel drive 2023 Kia Sportage and get the peace of mind that comes with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The best in the business.
The best cars, the best prices, and the best warranty. I'm Peter Van Sickle. I guarantee it.
It's been a great summer at Dorsey Furniture, but it's time to start thinking about fall. Our new fall introductions are arriving daily and we need to make room. This means big discounts on selected items. How big? Half off. We didn't stop with just a few items. We have marked down every item in every department. Come to Dorsey Furniture during our fall clearance sale and you won't be disappointed. Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A, Holden.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school and graduate debt-free. That education helped me get to the first day at my career, a job that I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from my service helped me buy my first home. And I take pride knowing I will be the first to respond if my community ever needs me. To learn more, visit nationalguard.com.
Fixing things is my job.
The Resident is back.
Save my babies. She's bleeding out.
The Resident, season premiere Tuesday, September 20th on Fox.
Welcome back in. Thank you for staying with us. Finally felt like fall out there tonight. A nice and cool Friday night and some football. So what more can you ask for? We have 4 games to bring you the highlights for, and we are about to run right through them right now. Don't blink. The daring Rams, looking for win number 1 on the season. They're hosting 1-1 Mount Blue. Late in the first half, Cougars deep in their own zone. Daring's Pedro Lombi with a terrific sack, and the ball comes loose. Mount Blue recovers, but the Rams defense hangs tough. They win 22-18. Brewer and Edward Little going at it. We are going to start with the Witches. They are driving in the third quarter here. Jackson Gross, but Edward Little is going to punch this ball out, and they would fall on it, and then later in the quarter, they would capitalize. Tate Morris gives to Tyler Grenier for the score. He gets to the outside. Eddies win 22-20. We are going to move on now. Falmouth and Cape Elizabeth, the defending Class C champs in Cape Elizabeth, hosting undefeated Falmouth. First quarter, Capers on the move. Quarterback Michael Foley, a terrific run here, following his blockers into the end zone. Cape up early. We're going to move to the second quarter, and it's Foley again with another terrific one. This one a little bit longer on fourth down, gets him into the end zone. Capers up 13-0. They'd go on to win 34-16. Over to Pittsfield, Hamden and MCI. They are both looking for that first win of the year. Broncos on offense. Jack Johnson looking. He finds Dylan Bubar for the nice score. That would put them up 8-0. And then on defense, the Broncos able to force the MCI turnover here. They punch the ball out. Defense hangs tough. They would win 35-6. All right, catch Sports Blitz at 11 o'clock for all of that. We are going to move on now. We have some good and bad news coming out of the golf world in Maine. We will start with the bad. Get that one out of the way. The PGA's Corn Ferry Tour will not be making a stop here in Maine next summer, as they did for the past 2 years for the Live and Work in Maine Open. But now, here's the good news. Officials are already working on an even bigger week-long golf event. What we know so far is the name of the tournament. That will be called the Drive for Kids Celebrity Challenge. Talks are going on as we speak with celebrities who have recently appeared on the American Century Championship Tour. Some really big names in those talks. You know, a guy named Patrick Mahomes, a guy like Steph Curry. Don't know if you guys have heard of them. And then even Tony Romo. We can know the exact dates and the course sometime in the coming months, but Shamrock Sports and Entertainment CEO Brian Corcoran says it is going to be a huge hit for Maine sports fans.
It will be a who's list of not only the traditional New England sports legends, but a longer list of nationally and even globally known celebrities.
All right, looking forward to that. Some of those pro football, basketball players and celebrities are a lot better at golf than you would think. I heard Curry is phenomenal out on the links. But let's move on now. Let's go back to some high school sports. Before all of that Friday football action, we had some teams in action this afternoon. In field hockey, Old Town looking to keep rolling, visiting the Hawks of Herman. The Coyotes are going to start off in the first with a chance here. It's Grace Willie to Kaylee Wagner to Karma Ruggieri, but Lydia Barron turns them all away. Moving on now, the Hawks looking for their first goal of the game. This one gets behind Amara Francis and just misses that cage. We are still scoreless. Hawks off the corner. Great chance here for Delaney Carr, but Francis in the Yotes defense turns them away. Moving on to the second half here. It's the third quarter. It's Wagner. She is going to find the back of the cage. Fights this one past Barron. Yotes take the first lead. Herman has a chance here. That's no good, but they would score two. One in the fourth and one in OT to take a 2-1 victory. What a comeback from the Hawks. Credit Grace Kelly for their first score, and Molly Simcox knocked in the game winner off an assist from Carr. Just an overall great win from Herman. All right, that is all the time we have for sports. I will be right back on ABC 7 at the 11. We'll be back after this.
Find out where that road leads. Take on any challenge. When you have the #1 brand in dependability, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Kia, movement that inspires.
The signs of summer are here. The sun's out for the evening commute. Whistles and clapping echo from the ball field. And a day at the lake brings the family together. Valley Home Services offers whole home comfort, serving northern Maine to Portland. Choose from Daikin, Fujitsu, or Mitsubishi heat pumps, and you'll be ready for whatever summer brings. Humid days or cool nights, come home to comfort with Valley Home Services. Home is our middle name.
If you've been injured and think you can't afford a lawyer, think again.
There's absolutely no fee unless we win money for you.
I called the twos after a big truck put me in the hospital. I never paid Lowry and Associates a penny out of my pocket. They came to the hospital, got my medical bills paid, got me $350,000.
I'm Jim with Lowry and Associates. Call the twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do you do? Call 222-2222.
Think about this. Everything you own is an extension of you. Your music, your toys, your clothes. Yeah, definitely your clothes. And of course, your SUV. So now, when you custom order your new Ford SUV, get what you want, the way you want it. The accessories, the style, the stuff that makes you, you. Start your custom order at your local Ford dealer today. Get 2.9% financing for 60 months, plus $500 bonus cash when you order select Ford SUVs.
From the land to the sea, Chase's Family Restaurant is the place to be.
Are you looking for a place to unwind after a long day?
Then come check out our Hideaway Lounge.
With a bar that's both upbeat and laid back. And it's the perfect atmosphere for anyone who wants to unwind after work.
Or kick it up for the weekends with daily drink specials and a full dinner menu.
You can fill up on a good time any night of the week.
Thank you for being a part of our family.
Here at Chase's Family Restaurant.
Hey, I'm Jerry O'Connell. Join me this fall right here on Fox 22 at 10 a.m. for Pictionary.
Pandemic-era lockdowns, restrictions, and social distancing kept us all apart. And while it was hard on adults, for young children, many weren't able to interact with kids their own age. Fox's Jill Nato has a look at how one app is helping parents broaden their children's social circle and assist with their development.
It's been referred to as Tinder for children, except instead of finding love interests for kids, an emerging app called Playdate is helping families find friends for their little ones. According to the CDC, it's important for a child's development for them to connect socially with their peers. And after the pandemic kept so many young children sheltered, the Playdate app is making it easier for them to broaden their friend groups.
I'm really focused on attachment parenting and responding to my child. So meeting like-minded parents, that's really important for me.
Currently, the Dubai-based app is available to users in the United Arab Emirates, the U.S., and the U.K. Parents with kids between the ages of 0 and 12 can create accounts, and similar to some popular dating apps, parents can swipe left or right to secure friend matches for their kids.
You want a judgment-free environment, and this app helps you do that.
Besides connecting caretakers with families sharing similar parenting styles, the app lets users, especially those who move to new areas, find other families with similar backgrounds and cultures. Playdate's founder also says it's proving helpful for a growing number of dads.
2022 dads set up play dates as well. And it is hard also for fathers, so that's why we designed it as a family-to-family app.
Going forward, officials say they're looking to broaden app usage in the U.S., citing a potential market of roughly 22 million users here in the States. Jill Nato, Fox News.
A classic horror film heads back to theaters. The spirit of an iconic singer lives on, and more. Fox's Kristen Goodwin has all the latest from the Hollywood Nation.
I know how to sing.
Aki channels her inner diva. Rock legends return to Sin City, and an iconic boogeyman gets more screen time in the Hollywood Nation.
Come and get me.
The Michael Myers and Laurie Strode saga may be coming to a close October 14th with Halloween Ends, but horror fans will get the chance to go back to where it all started. In celebration of the spooky season, John Carpenter's 1978 classic Halloween will be re-released in movie theaters for a second year in a row, as well as the sequels Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, and Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. The trio of films start screening in theaters this month. Aerosmith is back in the saddle again. The legendary rockers returned to the Las Vegas stage Wednesday night to resume their Deuces Are Wild residency at the Dolby Live at Park MGM. The band canceled its June and July dates while lead singer Steven Tyler sought substance abuse treatment when he relapsed after having foot surgery.
You start the show tonight.
And Naomi Ackie transforms into a music icon in today's first looks. TriStar Pictures released the trailer to I Want to Dance with Somebody, featuring Ackie as lead singer Whitney Houston. The film, arriving in theaters December 21st, is a biopic based on the life and career of the legendary singer. In Hollywood, Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Well, teacher shortages across the country have administrators turning to a short week approach. A Wall Street Journal report says some school districts are going with 4-day school weeks in order to attract teachers and keep school staff. Rural areas in the Midwest and South are trying shortened school weeks, and the report says at least 800 districts are using that approach this year, up from about 650 districts before the pandemic. While many teachers favor the approach, one Santa Monica, California research group says districts that use this method saw slower gains in math and reading and on state exams compared to districts with 5-day school weeks.
A new study gives another reason why people should limit how much sugary drinks they consume. Researchers from the American Cancer Society examined data from a cancer prevention study to find possible link between sugar-sweetened drinks and cancer, obesity-related cancer, and 20 cancer types. They found that people who drink more than 2 sugary beverages a day may be increasing their risk of death from kidney or colon cancer. It also found people who drank artificially sweetened drinks had a higher risk of pancreatic cancer. Researchers say the study findings may be related to the higher body mass index of those who drink sugary beverages frequently.
Literally food for thought there. Well, Thanksgiving dinners this year may not have much of that red, tangy sweet sauce that people either love or hate. Drought in Massachusetts is ruining cranberry crops. 10 out of 14 Massachusetts counties had extreme drought conditions. Cranberries are Thanksgiving dinner staples, and too little rain could hurt crop growth. Cranberry farmers are still holding out hope, though. There's another month left in the growing season, and farmers are praying for rain.
A flying motorcycle takes off in the U.S. The Japanese startup company just showed it off at the Detroit Auto Show. It can fly for 40 minutes at a time at speeds of up to 62 miles per hour. It's already on sale in Japan. You can buy the X Turismo in the U.S. starting next year for, get this, just $777,000. The company behind the flying bike will go public on the NASDAQ later this year, and that thing looks just really cool, really futuristic. I don't know how safe I would feel, though, riding it around.
Hard to believe it. I mean, that's just crazy.
It
looks like you're riding a kind of a helicopter with the rotors underneath you.
Right, and I get, the concept. It kind of looks like a drone that is just like a human-sized drone that you can ride, right? I think it's the same kind of idea there, but to be going like 60 miles an hour on that.
That seems a little scary to me. I'm not sure how you license that kind of thing. Do you get a pilot's license? Do you get a driver's license? Like, how does that work?
I don't know.
Some kind of hybrid license?
I would hope not to see anyone on the roadways with that thing. But,
that'd be a little scary.
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us, folks, from everybody here at Fox 22 News. Take care and have a great night.
Good night, everyone.
For more local news coverage, switch over.
It's true.
Next Friday, the true crime investigation.
Are you praying for a miracle? Always.
Amy Robach reporting the stunning all-new season premiere of 2020 next Friday at 9/8 Central on ABC.
You nervous?
Finally here. My lifelong dream of being in the FBI. We got this. We're feds.
This is ABC 7 News at 11.
Good evening, everyone.